Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Anyways Moving Forward with Libby, where we talk about life, self love, self work, and anything that might help you move forward in business, in your relationship, as a parent, or wherever you are in your life right now. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Anyway Moving Forward. And I'm recording this as of the moment as I'm driving. Yes, as I am making my way back to my home and utilizing the time, an hour of drive, just so I can share my thoughts para naman hindi sayang ang ating mga natutunan sa buhay. And I hope you guys get to learn a lot from this episode because there's a lot that nangyari sa life ko, and of course you guys have been part of my journey and thus this conversation. So I was just thinking kanina what I wanted to share with you, and I guess I wanted to share with you a new journey for me that I know hopefully can help a lot of you who is also going through the same journey. And when I moved here in Manila, which is 3 months ago, kasi 3 months pa lang tayo dito guys, my word really was expansion. And I know that it's gonna take a lot of energy for me to expand. I'm gonna talk to you the journey of expansion and what you can expect, what is it for me, and how, you can maneuver as well based from, and I get to share that with you, based, pero parang right now kasi I'm really expanding myself, right? So if you've been following along my journey, ayun na nga, I just recently moved here in Manila 3 months ago. All I knew was that where I used to be before, no longer, hindi na siya, doesn't resonate anymore with me. I used to work for someone, I was in corporate, I did follow my journey, my creativity, parang I followed the golden threads, and I felt like I was really ready to grow. I really felt like I was ready to grow, and thus I told my husband na parang I resigned from work and then bahala na kasi parang hindi ko na kaya pumasok sa work because it was no longer resonating with me. It wasn't me anymore, When I got into the journey, everything just nag-flow lang lahat. When I resigned from work, we still had rent from my previous home. Tapos it was due on June, which was really perfect. And then here in Manila, my husband there's a house here that no one was living there. So it was, it was all in flow. And I didn't have really any expectations. So I said, okay, so it's now parang easy na lang na, the universe provides. And I believe if it's really for you, it will be easy na lang. So I've decided to really move. I uprooted my family here, on a journey of expansion because I really felt that something was gonna happen for me. It was big. And I always have this, I am this person na parang I've always allowed myself to really journey through life. I don't stop myself because most of the things that really expanded me were from those things that I'm really scared to do, and yet I did it anyway. So yun na yun, yung mga trainings and etc. Yun yung naging journey ko. Thus, lumayo din ako because I allowed myself to take the risk, even if, marami akong malose in terms of security, which was my number one value. I allowed myself to grow and moved here in Manila. It was all flowing so fast. In the first month in here in Manila, dami agad opportunities. Sobrang dami, as in, like, sunod-sunod na bigger companies reeling me in, wanting me to be part of their journey, etc., etc. Met amazing people. And I said, kaya pala, like, I'm really happy that I followed the golden threads. I resigned from work October. Now it is almost a year. Can't believe na nasa September na tayo. I'm in my 10th month of being unemployed and I'm on my own now. I'm doing my journey alone. I've played fully all in my coaching business. Maybe one thing talaga na I wanted to share with you is in this journey of expansion, you cannot do it on your own. Parang you're only going to be limited with the energy that you can give out there. So in this journey of expansion, I hired people to do the work with me, and it's a very big thing for me now in this journey because sanay ako mag-isa. Like, I don't trust people that often, kaya parang it was really a big thing for me to hire people. But then again, I had this breathwork one time and I just said, the next thing that you should do is let people help you. And if you guys know my story, asking for help wasn't an option. And it did help me get far because I wasn't really depending on anyone. But then again, now that I am in a bigger, parang the vision is very, very big, I know that I cannot do it on my own. So lately, I've been having people around me and parang the need for control, I needed to lose that for me to get to the other side. Yun na nga, diba? Parang what got you here won't get you there. And because nga the vision is so big for me, ang laki ng vision ko, I can see so much. Parang it also takes a lot of surrendering on my end, and that's what I am doing. For expansion talaga, what I've learned is really if you have this very, good feeling about the vision that you're seeing, and the gut feel, it really takes a lot of surrendering, a lot of dying to old self so you can step into this version that you're wanting. And if you're not willing to let go of that previous version, you'll be continually staying where you are, and that's really not the space that you want to be in, right? If you continually stay where you are, you'll eventually spiral down and you'll find yourself forgetting who you are, what you're here for, because I really believe that as long as we are alive, we get to create a lot, we get to use our senses for us to be able to create. I've also had this belief na as energetic being, for sure you've listened to some of my podcasts, na we're meant here to express ourselves, to express the energy, because we are all energetic beings, and that's just how the law of the universe works. You have to let go for you to truly live. I've always been teaching my students as well to stop consuming and start creating, because if you just keep on consuming, it's all going to be in your head. So there's a stuck energy in your body that needs to be released. I've also learned din along the dami ko talagang learn na if the sales aren't coming in, I always check in with myself. What's not in alignment with myself? If I didn't close the sale, then something is wrong sa akin. Like, there's something here. I haven't closed the loop yet, because I believe that it's really just energy. Sales is energy, and all those things are energy. I can't believe I'm talking about business. So yun yung naging transition sa akin. So if you are in a journey of expansion, it's really normal na you have to really have these first two moments to start with, kasi yun nga, nandito ako sa first two moments ngayon na what used to work before won't work anymore. Thus, I need to really push myself to let go of control and just allow the flow of life. Expansion for me now is really stepping into the business. So I'm stepping into the business with a clear vision and really being more careful of who I bring in the space. And if hindi naman siya yung tamang tao para sa space na to, I would still, learn from it, diba? So, yun nga lang, I don't stop myself from experiencing life. The scariest thing, I do it just so I can learn. And, natutunan ko din na in this version of expansion, it's another version of you. Someone that doesn't, di ikaw to like you're changing. Expansion means you're getting bigger. You are evolving into someone different na is aligned with the vision that you're seeing, ganon. So it's expansion for me, and that also means changing behavior, changing your thoughts, having healthier and strict boundaries with self, learning about discipline, being more discerning, and at the same time networking. So sobrang daming naging life internship for me. And in terms of finances and everything, I just believe that money is just a byproduct of the work that we do to help others. So yun. So far, so good naman in this journey of expansion as well. You also have to let go of the steam, meaning for me, letting go of the steam is create something. I stop consuming, I start creating every day. Like, one of my goals every day is to produce something out there. Anything, it can be either content or a write-up or anything that can help the people around me. And for me, because I've chosen this path of social media, every day I would post something that I've learned from the experience, and I'm really, really open about it. I guess one of the things that really allowed me to stay where I am and to be consistent with where I am is the honesty with self. That there are a lot of, when you are starting in a new ground, di naman lahat magigets mo agad. And I'm really humble enough to admit that there are experiences that I've been experiencing lately that I'm at fault, and I'm accountable of those things. I learn from those things, and when I'm at fault from someone, I really admit na, oo nga, kasalanan ko nga. Not everybody is willing to admit that they have made mistakes and are not accountable of their actions. Thus, the story still continues because there's no accountability. Well, for me, because I've been learning along the process, I've learned to, even if it's difficult or even if it's challenging, those tough conversations needs to happen just so there's alignment. I have been evolving into this person na I have to be really, really honest with myself. And there are also times that my shadows would appear, like hurting other people or have this behavior that steps on other people. For me, I see it as an opportunity for me to grow. And I've also noticed at times that, I talk about some people who have hurt me. I always, parang naging disclaimer ko na nga na, this is from a space na nasaktan ako. It is my truth as of the moment and I'm honoring that truth as of the moment. Pero what I realized is, as long as you're just really honest with the emotions that you're feeling and honest with where you want to go and honest with yourself kung ano ba talaga yung gusto mo, and you have the courage to follow through what you really want, it will all flow sa'yo. And I guess, it's a big challenge for everybody kasi nga, parang now, especially here in Manila, I've noticed na parang everybody's just trying to prove something to everyone. And what I've appreciated about my journey was I come from a place na okay lang ako mag-isa. And maybe to everybody who is expanding, please take your time to be quiet with yourself. Please take your time to sit in silence. Please take your time to reflect, because in those silent moments, you'll get an answer. I often hear it from my clients as well, that whenever I hear or ask them about something, they will always bring the question back to me na tama ba? You know what? That is also something that I want to address in this podcast, na when you find yourself doubting your decisions or the things that you say, have a reflection on that, because it says something about not trusting yourself and always listening to other people. Maybe along the expansion, you also have to be really sure with yourself. You back yourself up in any decisions that you create. Even if you fail on a certain decision that you've created, because you have that accountability and you learn from the experience, you enjoy the learning from the experience, you still win. I mean, the only way for you to get to the other side, because expansion for me is just getting on the other side, those dreams, is for you to allow yourself to know where you're going and to take the action, and whatever the result, you accept it as is, because it is always what it is. Because whether it's a failure in society's definition or what, it never is, because you get to learn from the experience. If you failed in certain life experiences, it's because you haven't experienced it the first time. If you continually experience it paulit-ulit na lang, then hindi mo pa talaga natutunan. Alam mo yun? It's always a learning. In every failure, in every challenge, there's always something to learn, because you wouldn't be challenged on something if alam mo na yung lesson. I wanted to just say that in this journey of expansion, it's not going to be the usual. You're gonna get out of your comfort zone. But then again, if you have full trust and knowing that those dreams wouldn't really happen for you if it wasn't for you. You might win from a situation. It can be a win through learnings. It can be a win in the physical reality. But in the end, as long as you are moving and taking action on those little things and showing up, there's always going to be a result. The energy that you put out there will be the same energy that you will receive. And the bigger things that you ask, the bigger actions that you should also take, diba? That's just how the law works. I've been learning a lot, so much here while I'm on the journey. Syempre, I've been allowing myself as well to explore life. Sobrang dami kong natutunan, sa totoo lang. I've learned so much from people. I've learned so much from the curiosity that I allow myself to experience. I've learned so much from, yung curiosity nga. And, I'm a very risk-taking person, because as long as buhay ako, parang nothing to lose, just something to gain all the time. And I'm really, really proud of myself that I jump into the curiosity and just say yes to the right things that are aligned to me. I also know how to say no on this journey as well, because nga, I've allowed myself to just continually go through life and experience life. Wala nang excuse sa akin eh. The only excuse that I have is the excuse that I have for myself. Kaya I'm always growing, because I don't tolerate, parang when somebody says na hindi ko kaya, parang why? What's the difference between me and you? Na pareha lang naman tayo. Makapal lang mukha ko, and I was willing to face whatever the results was based from the actions that I have. I have my accountability, and I guess that is something that people are now missing out. The accountability piece on what they're doing. They just want na, diba? As long as you're alive, hindi naman lahat is going to be in favor sa'yo. How would you learn if you haven't gone through the pain of something? The kids going through life and mama, nadapa ako, they still stand up. And that's when they learn na parang, I cannot pass there because there's a butas there, there's a hole there that I cannot pass through. Please give yourself the chance to live life by allowing yourself to experience life. Because you're gonna miss out on a lot of things if you're just gonna play safe all the time. Even if you feel the most comfortable now, there was a conversation that I had with a friend. Nasabi niya, so we did a manifestation like 4 years ago, I guess. And it really happened for 4 years ago. So we did 4 years or 3 or something like that. So we catched up. I checked on him, and then he said na, you know what we manifested 4 years ago, it all happened. And I said like, yeah, okay, so kamusta ka na now? That was 4 years ago na nagbigay siya. Okay naman ako, and parang wala siyang energy even if buhay naman siya. Pero like, wala talagang ganap. Sabi niya, Liv, alam mo, like, okay naman ako now. Like, even if okay na ako, parang if mamatay ako, okay lang ako. Parang, sabi ko, okay naman yan, pero parang sayang, diba? Sayang ang life if you're not gonna do something about it. So I told him, sabi ko, huy, you start dreaming again. Like, you start, parang bata kumbaga ba, you start drawing again because, yun na nga, from those dreams, you start to create something. You get to meet those dreams. And that's what makes life so beautiful because you have this ability to make those things na na-drawing mo, koloran mo. Yun na nga, you color those dreams. And because you're able, you can do it. So every day, you get to create. And I just want to remind you that every day is a beginning. It's a gift. That's why it's called present. There was also one time that somebody told me na, you know what, Lib? Everything is just the same. Everything is just the same. You wake up the same experience, same lahat. But what makes it different is what you do with your day because you get to create. And then sometimes we forget about that. We forget that we all have a choice. And most often, people stay stuck in their heads, just repeating the stories over and over again, forgetting na, hey, teka, paulit-ulit na lang to, I can actually do something about this experience and take action. So I just want to remind you, if you're listening right now and you feel stuck in your current reality, have an inventory. Have you been really moving, or you're just allowing yourself to stay stuck there? Maybe you find comfort in just being there. And I guess like that is also something that you should look. Life always happens for you. And if you're not going to do something about life, you're going to stay there. And that's such a lonely place. Such a lonely place. Sayang lang talaga. And if nothing is happening in your life right now, I highly suggest that you start dreaming again. I suggest that you grab a piece of notebook and you draw something. Para kang bata na allow yourself to dream again. If you reach all your dreams, then dream again. That's the beauty of dreams. Maging delulu ka. Because lahat ng gusto mo, I know it's gonna happen. It's only going to be a matter of time before it happens. So yun na yung expansion. This is the journey of expansion, which I'm really having fun. I really like my solo time because that's the only way, the time that I can introspect and at the same time balancing being introvert and allow yourself to experience as well. And also, when you are on a new ground, there's always going to be a lot of shadows that will appear because what used to work before won't work anymore. If you're too kind, maybe that is also a shadow. It won't work in this version because I've also been like that. I've also learned that I have to be really careful, be really intentional with who I talk to, yung mga ganun. And I'm happy that I get to allow myself to experience life, go with my curiosity, follow my own path, and be more aware of where I am. And yun, I'm growing, I'm working on the back end, and I'm ready to experience this new journey for me, I guess. And since you guys are here, I know naman na sunod-sunod na lang kayo sa journey ko, no? Pero I hope you use me as an inspiration din na kung kaya ko, kaya nyo din. I'm not even sure what I'm doing, to be honest. But one thing is for sure, I know it's all gonna happen. It's only going to be a matter of time. And the level of surrender and the willingness for me to work, the universe will always reward that. Just how the law works. And that's how synchronicities happen. When there is surrender, there is letting go, there is acceptance, accountability. So I guess that is it. I'm still here in traffic. We'll probably do another podcast. But I'm really happy that you guys are here tuning in. If you guys can give me a 5 stars, please do so. I'd also invite you to join my retreats and events. I know how much it can support you. So please book your next retreat with us. I announce it naman on my socials every now and then. When's the next one? So I'm planning to go around the Philippines. Whenever you hear this, probably I'm going to be bigger than where I am now. I'm just starting here. And maybe when you're listening to this, I'm someone that you can see on the billboard, diba? Why not? Diba? Balikan nyo ako pag you're listening right now and this is in 2025 and baka nasa 26, 27, nasa billboard na si ate. Ganon ang mga dream. Ewan ko ba't ko yung gusto, but that is something that it just means siguro for me that the message is getting bigger. Yun, I guess I'm just really proud of myself for letting myself experience and not holding back despite the fear and trusting the journey, trusting God. Like, I have a bigger God out there and a deeper why that allows me to be grounded. So yeah, please give me 5 star, share this with your friends. I know it's something that should be talked about. If you guys are ready to do one-on-one coaching with me, please DM me on my Instagram. I'll be there to reply. There's a lot: group coaching, consultations, create an event for your company. So yeah, that is all in the works. I guess that's it, and keep expanding my loves. I love you so much, and thank you for listening. Bye!